been in manufacturing, and I'm wondering whether manufacturing could again become a factor in a place like Santa Cruz.
Well, I'll speak generally first. I think that the words manufacturing and renaissance have some traction. I mean, when you look at what's going on in energy markets and a repatriation of manufacturing, the very, very difficult thing for California is the high cost and high regulatory environment. And you can think of the California economy as a blender. Very simple analogies, right? And going into the top of the blender are high-tech, high value-added, all the wonderful things that are happening just up the road in Silicon Valley, right? And here, we've got economies of agglomeration, lots of very smart people doing absolutely wonderful things. But coming out of the bottom of the blender is anything that looks like a commodity-based business. When you're making pencils, you are driven by how can you make that pencil as cheaply as possible. When it becomes a commodity, the only thing I can do to increase market share is to make it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Very, very difficult to do as a business located in California, where you have the regulatory and labor and all the other things. So, and I say this with all earnestness, Texas loves California, right? Thank you for Toyota. And I know, maybe that's a little bit sharp, but it's true that businesses are being driven out of the state and going to lower cost locations. Now, the key for California is that blender, are you pouring things into the top as quickly as they're coming out of the bottom? That's a very, very good question, and I think it does get to state government policy where they can start to think about that. And my estimation is the calculation that you Californians have made is you're going to be pouring things into the top quicker than they come out of the bottom. That's an interesting calculation, but that's how it's going to work. Now, Santa Cruz, to the extent that you can attract local businesses that still benefit from the economies of agglomeration, very, very good. You're not going to attract pencil makers and t-shirt makers. You probably don't want that anyway, right? And so that churn is a big part of what's going on in California.